my people. How's everybody doing today? It has been a long week. Today we are going to unbox a knife and stick around after the unboxing because I'm going to have a discussion about what I think a hard use knife is, what I believe the definition is. Check out redhillcutlery.com. Make sure you guys check out Satu Dave on YouTube, Timbo437 on YouTube, and My Bad Adventures on YouTube. Great people. They got some cool channels and they do a lot of cool stuff. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can find the info to do so in the description. All donations will be used 100% for Knives for content. I do realize that money is tough right now, extremely, and anything helps, anything whatsoever. So today, first, today's sticker out of the magic box is going to be this Medford knife and tool sticker, and today's knife that we are going to unbox is also going to be a Medford. Background, if you are new and don't know, used to be empty. We started filling it up because there's another YouTuber that uses this same background, and I was trying not to, well, I'm not going to waste any more time doing that. I can do that in a minute. So the next video, you'll see it stuck to there somewhere. All right. This is the hard shell case that most Medfords come in. Not all, but the higher end ones do. Dog tag says warranted forever in new or used original condition. He used to put a paper in every box that a lot of people didn't agree with, and I understand. He no longer does that as far as I know. The knife comes with a certificate of creation and some other paperwork. Comes with a patch and sticker and all that. We're going to put that to the side because here is the money shot. This is a Micro Praetorian and S45VN, and one of the coolest things I think Medford does is the Vulcan blade, which I think is pretty freaking cool. This is the smaller version of a giant knife. It started out with and it goes down levels. You have the Praetorian tie, which is a 1/4 inch thick handle with a 1/4 inch thick blade. And then it goes to the Praetorian T, which is not quite as thick, but still pretty freaking thick. Then the Genesis, which is a little bigger than this, but smaller than the Praetorian full size. And then the Micro. This guy still has 187 thousandths thick blade, but it has a little bit thinner scales, or titanium scales. Handle. This one has the flamed pivot, flamed clip, faced handles, which I think is cool. And around the, it is a fingerprint magnet. It has been anodized around the edge and here, and then they faced it, which is taking the face surface off of it, which is pretty neat. It has a glass breaker, which I don't find incredibly useful, but it has one anyway. No lanyard hole. This glass breaker is in D2. They do all their glass breakers that way. This is 100% brand new, so it is still kind of tough to open and close, but they do smooth out. I've had many Medfords in the past, and wish I still had more. I do like the knife. Whatever controversy there is with the company and the man who owns the company, this is not the place, and I'm not going to discuss it. So I like his products. aside from that, I'm not getting into anything else. There's other reviewers that talk about it, and it's just not something I care to talk about. This is a hand ground blade, which all of his knives, as far as I know, are. It is hollow ground, and it is done beautifully. And it's something they're known for, is their hand ground blades are excellent. They always come crazy sharp, and even though the blade is super thick, they cut pretty freaking well. And I will show that at some point, sometime down the road, that it does cut quite well. Typically this model either comes in 3V or S35. This one here in particular is S45. Another controversy surrounding that company is they tend to heat treat their blades, certain steels, kind of low, which they did with MagnaCut. As far as I know, they don't go as low with their S45 and S35. I do not know that for sure, but I've never had a problem with edge retention out of a Medford. Not ever. I've had 11, 12, 13, a lot. I've had a lot. Real quick, I forgot to say it. Hit the like button. It's right there. And if you do, you'll automatically be entered to win this DeWalt pull saw. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to do the giveaway for the Kubey here in the next day or two. For real this time. I'm not sure if anyone knows, but I've said it. Having some issues with my truck. It has taken a lot of my time and effort, and it's going to take a fuck ton of money to fix. And it's my daily driver, my work truck. Okay, so back to the knife. I do consider this Medford and most Medfords as hard use. Some people have different opinions on what hard use is. Some people don't even think the term should exist whatsoever. Real quick, the only issue with this knife that I'm not a fan of is I can't get all 4 fingers on there comfortably. As you can see, my pinky finger is just... This is okay, but I'd rather be able to get it all 4 fingers on there, and there's nowhere else to grab up here. But it's no big deal. I knew that going in. This is the second or third one of these I've had. I still enjoy the knife. And once they break in a little bit, they are super smooth, and it is on phosphor bronze washers. So, I'm going to sit that right there. My idea of a hard use knife, like I said, might be different than other people, but to me, there's a few things it has to have or not have. First of all, washers. To me, it cannot be on bearings. No matter what the rest of the knife is made out of, I don't think a bearing knife can be considered hard use. Mostly because of debris getting into it can cause a lot of issues. Has to be made out of a very solid frame, and typically out of thicker knife blade stock. So even a knife like this, which is my Max Ace, very solid titanium frame, fairly thick ASP 60 steel, crazy well built, but it's on bearings. So to me, that one just doesn't fall under that hard use criteria. Then you have knives that are relatively thick stock on washers, but then the handle isn't as robust as a full titanium. This one is almost 100% carbon fiber with no frame, so I wouldn't go beating that around real hard either. Here's one that I consider a hard use knife, except for the dainty tip. So the blade tapers down too thin, so I wouldn't really use this one hard. Same goes for the PM2. It follows all the criteria except for the geometry is not hardy enough to me to handle it. And also plastic handles, just because no matter what, you're always going to get a lot of play out of an FRN handle. It just doesn't fall into that criteria. Here is a hard use knife, in my opinion. You got titanium, aluminum, you have the washers, a very, very stable and sturdy pivot. That's another thing, because your folding knife is only going to be as strong as the locking mechanism and the pivot. That is a well-structured knife that I would also consider hard use, and I do use this. Right now it's sporting a nasty mirror edge, and they've been known, Striders in general have been known to be really thick behind the edge, but I assure you, if your knife is sharp enough, it will cut. I could cut a tomato with this knife. That's about it. That's what I would consider a hard use knife. Again, washers, solid frame, thicker stock, hardy geometry, and quality components and construction. So those 5 things, in my opinion, are, and then a lot are the main criteria. You could start talking about, well, if it's made of all them things except for it has a crappy heat treat on a crappy steel, yes, obviously then I wouldn't hard use it, because then you're just going to break the blade, or you're going to damage it in some way because it's just made of shit. Or if the blade steel is something like a S125V or S110V, where it's not a tough steel, obviously the steel would need to be at least somewhat tough to handle hard use. No matter how hardy it is, you still want it to be somewhat tough. So again, those are just my opinions. I'm sure somebody's going to say something in the comments that I'm wrong, and that's cool. If you have a different opinion, I'm sure that's just part of it. Not everybody has the same opinion. If yours is different, then, you're wrong, but it's all good. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. Again, I'm going to do a live to give away the Kubey. Also, I'm above 250 subscribers, and I want to thank everybody. I really do. Y'all are making this fun for me, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Hopefully I'll have some more knives here soon to review for you guys. This was I just got this today, but it was a trade, and I can't afford to buy a bunch of knives right now, but I am working on it. I do have a couple loaners coming in. I assure you, even if I don't do a video every single day, I am working on videos. I'm doing some writing. I'm brainstorming ideas, stuff like that. Of course, I watch other people's videos, and I'm trying to stay away from doing a lot of the same things that other people are doing. That's kind of why I didn't, I have not reviewed this knife, which has been around for 25 years or more. I haven't reviewed my Spyderco, Fuck, the one that I can't never, the stovepipe. I haven't reviewed it yet. It's out on loan, but it'll be on its way back soon. Other than that, that's all the knives I own right this second. So I'm going to try to get some more in, try to get you guys as much content as possible. Don't forget to check out Satu Dave, Timbo437, and My Bed Adventures. And guys, I will see you all tomorrow. You have a great evening.